Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly forecast for September 23rd through the 29th. We have two different decks this week. This is going to be for your weekly messages. This is another tarot deck, but this is going to be for affirmations. This deck comes with really cool affirmations. And we're coming up on a new moon this week at the end of the week. And for those of you who don't know, the new moon is a fabulous time for manifesting. So why not throw in some affirmations and manifest some stuff? So we'll see what comes up for you. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And as always, my darlings, if you like the cards that I'm using, I always have a link in the description of the video so that you can go check them out if you want them. Here is your Seven of Wands. So, Seven of Wands is going to be a card about standing your ground, okay? This is about, like, you've beat out the competition, you're doing a good job, and you're kind of king of the hill, and, you know, they're kind of coming after you. People want to be standing where you're standing. So, you may have energy coming in the beginning of the week where you're kind of feeling like you're being singled out or people are trying to compete with you. Understand and know that if you weren't shining, they wouldn't be coming for you. So first and foremost, go ahead and take that as a compliment. For some of you, this is happening in a work setting where you've been wanting to leave, like, for the longest time, and you may have been feeling stuck at a job, or maybe it's not a job. Maybe for some of you, it's a living situation or a relationship or some family issue that keeps repeating that you just can't seem to just be done with, whatever the case. But I do feel for a lot of you, this is a work situation. And you've just been stuck in this situation, and you've tried, you've been making an effort, you've been taking the steps to get out, but it just has not, like, nothing's moved, nothing's changed. The reason is many were going through a karmic cycle, and there was a lesson that had to be learned. Okay, and I feel like this Seven of Wands or Seven of Rods is kind of the last part of the lesson. And if you're able to keep your composure and be able to get through this week without getting pulled in to anybody's drama, without taking their little efforts seriously or personally, without getting pulled down into their lower energy, you are, like, you know, you're winning the game. You're winning the video game. You're beating that level. And it's going to be opening up doors where you're going to finally be able to leave that situation. You have learned what you were meant to learn. So that's what I'm feeling energetically. Those of you who watch my channel, you guys know I'm not an astrology expert. I'm not a zodiac expert, not by any means. I will never tell you otherwise. I don't pretend to be what I'm not. I only share what I've read. And what I have read is that this new moon is going to be a really good time for Capricorns to manifest new work situations. And that some of you have been stuck in a work situation for a while, but the energy is shifting. You're going to be catching a lot of attention. You're going to find like you're standing out. Maybe not just in work situations, maybe in social settings, maybe people just, you seem to be a little bit more magnetic. So you're attracting these new offers, these new opportunities your way, okay? So this is going to be a very great time for you to go ahead and manifest those changes and, you know, pass this energy by not getting pulled into anybody's craziness here. Not getting pulled into anybody's craziness here or anybody's drama, okay? I always say with Seven of Wands, it's like, you know, he's got a good place where he's standing on right now. They can't reach him. They can't get at him. But if he tries to go down that hill, even though it's a teensy bit, if he just goes down that hill a teensy bit just to, like, try to hear what they're saying or try to take some jabs at him, they're going to be able to reach him. They're going to be able to maybe take that stick and, like, sweep one of his feet or ankles and, like, just yank him down and pull him down there and, you know, beat him up or, like, do whatever. So this is saying don't let them pull you down into their energy. Okay, don't let them pull you down into your energy. You are ahead of the game. You are victorious. You're in a good spot. If you let them pull you down into their energy, then they can get at you. That's the only way they can reach you, is if you lower your vibration. Don't let them trick you into lowering your vibration. Wednesday, Thursday is the Tower. Don't freak out too much, because remember how I said a lot of you are manifesting a new situation? So the Tower card can actually be a situation where you're coming out of your comfort zone and some really big offer or really big change is coming in that's going to be changing your life forever. Okay? That's something that I can tell you right off the bat. Now, I can tell you from my own experience, there are times that I pulled the Tower before I made a really big decision where it changed my life forever. So it's not always something ending suddenly and unexpectedly. For some of you, it may be. But if you have a situation midweek that's ending unexpectedly, I do feel the solution or the blessing is coming in very quickly, very shortly, right behind it. Okay? Where you're feeling some kind of miracle came in at the perfect time for many of you Capricorns. Again, I just want to clarify that this does not mean all of you are going to have a sudden, like, earth jolting event midweek. For some of you, this is a really big offer, something that maybe seems like it's coming out of nowhere. It could be a promotion. It could be the opportunity to buy a house or to move. It could be, finding out you're going to have a baby. It could be, receiving a marriage proposal. It could be meeting the love of your life. It could be so many different things that's going to forever change your life and push you out of your comfort zone. I don't normally pull clarifiers on the videos. You guys know this. But when I have the Tower card come up, I like to pull a clarifier just to try to see if I can bring a little bit of ease and calm, because I know some people get nervous regardless of what I say. I would also really suggest that you watch your moon sign and rising sign video and see what card is coming up midweek, because it might give you more of an idea of what the Tower thing might be. But we're going to go ahead and pull clarifiers, or a clarifier, I should say, one clarifier. Why is the Tower coming up for Capricorn midweek? We have Knight of Cups. Okay, we have Knight of Cups. So you guys know I don't focus on love and romance in my weekly forecasts. And I know a lot of people associate Knight of Cups with romance. You're like, well, Amethyst, if it's Knight of Cups, then what else could it be? Then, of course, it's going to be some player or some smooth-talking person. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. For some of you, there could be a love situation. I suggest that you watch your love videos for September and October and see what comes up. But Knight of Cups could also be pursuing something artistic or something creative that brings you satisfaction and joy. So maybe you've been doing something technical for a very long time. All of a sudden, some opportunity is presenting itself that's going to allow you to make a career change into something more creative or something more fun or something more free that is going to bring you satisfaction and enjoyment. And it's going to magically, just kind of, it feels like it's coming up magically, but really you've manifested it. And it's paying you enough to where you can leave that boring technical job and you can go and you can do something that you enjoy. Knight of Cups for me says that you, in this instance, are going to have a chance to pursue that which fills you with fulfillment and satisfaction, something that is near and dear to your heart. Now, it is the Knight of Cups, so it might be a little bit new, right, where you are kind of having to work your way up. But this is it. This is the game changer. This is the shift that you've been looking for. This is pushing you out of your comfort zone. This is pushing you into, being able to make a change, into doing the kind of thing you've been wanting to do all along, and so I do feel midweek there could be some offer being presented to many of you that you are going to make, this is great, this is awesome, I've been waiting a long time for this. Or some of you are beginning to take steps into that new direction. You know, maybe some of you are pursuing artistic talents that you haven't been pursuing. Maybe some of you are deciding you're going to start writing music or recording music or forming a band or painting or sculpting or starting a comic book or writing a novel. It could be a billion trillion different things. Maybe you're going to join local theater and start like performing on stage. But I feel it's something creative, something artistic, something fulfilling that's coming in. And for many of you, I feel for many of you, there's actually like a career change element that's going to be involved in some way. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday card, Capricorn, is we have Knight of Pentacles. So look at these two knights. How cool is this? You've got the water energy, you've got the earth energy, you're an earth sign. So I feel like you guys are getting very stable and very set in your fulfillment and the things that are fulfilling to you. Now, Knight of Pentacles is known as the slowest moving knight in the tarot. That's not a bad thing, because even though he moves slow, he's thorough, he's precise, he gets the job done, and he does it well. Okay, he does it in a long-lasting way. So with the Knight of Pentacles, when Knight of Pentacles comes in, the message is to keep going, one foot in front of the other. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be fine. You're going to progress. You're going to see success, and it's going to be a long-lasting success, but it won't come in overnight. For me, a lot of the times I take Knight of Pentacles to say you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Stay committed. Stay focused. Okay, I do feel some of you are being offered some kind of an apprenticeship, because I keep hearing the word apprenticeship. So maybe some of you, like that career change you've been wanting to do, it could be that you have someone that's seeing the talents that you have and they're taking you under their wing. Okay, so maybe it's something part-time that you're doing on the side until, you know, you kind of build up the clientele or the experience, or you start your own thing, or whatever it may be, you know, before it goes full-time. So it could be like some training, like on the job training or some skill training that you're really enjoying, that feels like a release to you, feels like an outlet to you, but it's also getting you into some kind of a career change. So I'm feeling that very strong, Capricorn. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what your affirmation is for the week in terms of manifesting. Like I said, new moon is a great time to manifest. I really encourage you guys to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos too, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others, or they might add a little extra information. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, you can schedule a private reading with me there. I do want to give you a heads up. There's a little bit of a technical issue on the scheduling page. So if you're going to schedule, stick around for the end and I can explain to you what's happening with the scheduling. But other than that, let's see what your affirmation is for the week, my darlings. All right. We have the moon. Hey. You guys know, you may have heard me say in the past that in my readings, anytime we're doing a reading on a week where there is a full moon or a new moon, if I have a card come up and it shows a moon or it indicates a moon, it's telling me that you're going to be feeling the effects of this moon pretty strong. Okay, even if you're not typically what I call moon sensitive. Okay, moon sensitive means you're sensitive to the moon's energy. And usually people who are moon sensitive, they'll feel that energy 3 days before, up until 3 days after. Sometimes if it's a really, really like high energy moon, you might feel it a week before. I know that happened to me a while back, and it was the first time I had ever experienced it, but I was like, whoa. And this moon, I'm feeling this moon. And you can know you're moon sensitive if you're emotional, if you get very tired, if you get very drained around the moon time, then you're feeling or picking up on the moon energy. So Capricorn, you might be feeling the moon energy and you might be harnessing into it to bring changes. Because when you're releasing or removing blocks to open up and manifest, you will feel tired. You will sometimes feel aches and pains. You will kind of have sometimes like sneeze or sniffles or things like that. So some of you may be feeling that. But the moon is coming up for you in terms of manifesting. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the affirmation. If you don't know how to do an affirmation, my recommendation is write it down. First thing in the morning when you wake up, read it out loud. Last thing at night before you go to bed, read it out loud and go to bed. The reason for this is that when you wake up and when you go to sleep, your brain is switching on or off, depending on which one. And during this switch time, during this transition time, it's a really great time to introduce the affirmation, because what's happening is it's kind of getting planted into the autopilot section. It's getting planted into that subconscious section so that you begin thinking this way automatically. You don't have to remind yourself to think this way. You begin to just kind of think this way automatically. And so that's why I really recommend doing it in the morning, first thing, and at night, the last thing before you go to bed. I get fancy with my affirmations. I light my candles, my incense. I really like to get into it, either my prayers or meditation. You don't have to make it that fancy. If it resonates with you, please, by all means, go to town. Make your little affirmation system, your little affirmation ritual. Go for it, but you don't have to do it in that way. If you don't want to, you can just read it out loud if that feels better. So your affirmation is this: I may not see the workings of spirits in the invisible realms, but I know there is great activity behind the scenes. It's important to trust the mystery and remember that the material realm is an illusion. Current conditions are not necessarily a reflection of the truth of what's really going on in the present. Great opportunities lie in the shadows, awaiting for perfect time for illumination. So this is it here. If you want to take a screenshot of it, if you want to write it down and say that for yourself, my dears. As you noticed, I don't have a whole lot of love info in this week's reading because I do the love reading separate. I try to focus on other areas for the weekly forecast and do the love readings monthly. September and October readings are both up. There's a link in the description of the video. You can go ahead and watch those. Be sure, guys, that if you do want the private reading, you schedule on Calendly. Coming to the technical issue, Calendly computers and PayPal computers aren't getting along right now. I don't know what's happening. They're having a little computer robot war. They're not talking to each other. So PayPal used to be able, or Calendly used to charge for the reading through PayPal, but they can't do that right now for some reason. The systems aren't linking up. So when you go on Calendly, you can schedule your time so that nobody else can have that day and time. You can go ahead and block it off for yourself and order your reading. But please, before your scheduled reading, go to PayPal and PayPal the payment to my amethystangellight@gmail.com address, okay? And then from there, we can go ahead and get you your reading. So I thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you a fabulous week, Capricorn. Take care.